Hi guys, and welcome back to RRC, and I'm starting the build of the Volvo FH16, the timber truck. So this is our starting video, and I'm just getting some things sorted out, and as always I follow the manual from page 1 right the way through in the order that it should be done. And that way you don't miss anything, hopefully. So as always guys, in the Tamiya builds, again I've said this in many other videos, but for those who are just watching for the first time, or maybe even thinking of building one of these things, just give you the general idea of how the manual flows. So down here we've got this information here, which is relates to the parts bag A, and it covers pages 1 to 8, and then it'll change to another bag of bits and so forth. So in section 1 here, it just shows you setting up your servos and your radio gear. So you could use your transmitter and the receiver and the ESC to set your servos up. That's a bit long-winded, so as you've probably seen in other videos, I use a servo tester here to centralize them, and seems to do the job. And down here you have all the nuts you're gonna need, MA17, 19, and all the little ball joints for the steering and gear changes and so forth. And then showing you you've got your thread lock, which comes with the kit, so you'll get that with there. But just going back to the first page there, which if you look on this inner page here, it's showing you what you will need to get this kit up and running, and it actually suggests what tools you're going to need as well. So, and also what type of adhesives you will also need. So a lot of information guys on these pages. If you're starting off from scratch, never built one before, it can look a bit daunting, but if you just remember them rules there, bag A, pages 1 to 8, you know all your bits and pieces are going to be in this bag. So with that being said, let's get on with it. So as always guys, I use the baking tray, or muffin tray, whatever you want to call that, and label them up with the corresponding letters, and then I just pour all bag A's contents in there, well certainly the ones that I'm going to need at first anyway. Pour them into that tray. So these are the rear axle supports here. I'm not going to need them at this stage, so they can just stay in bag A for now. And all these are shock absorber towers and leaf spring supports, so we're not going to be needing them either at this moment in time. So we just plug these on, making sure that we get polarity right. The brown is generally the negative on these servos. We just push them on there, and just to show you, well, not auto, setting they're now central guys, then in a neutral position. We'll put them to auto there, and then just manual, just put them randomly and then go back to the neutral position. They should be centralized. So that's all you need to do with them. That's the way I do it anyway. So the first one I'm going to start with guys, as usual, is the top on the steering servo. So guys, now that the servos are aligned, we're going to start putting the servo savers on there. go on like so. Then we want E2, which is a washer, so it'll be one of these. So that's the, I put a bit of thread lock on that screw. It's one I had spare. So that's the steering servo, and now little ball joint on there. Okay guys, there's your steering servo, that's done. Okay, this is the shift servo. Same procedure guys, only the servo savers are slightly different. So that now there guys, it just needs nipping up on there, and then that's the servos done. Okay guys, we're going to start putting the brackets on for the servos. Okay, that's the bracket on for the steering servo. Okay, and that's the shift servo. Just nip that up in case. That was your shift servo bracket on there. So that's them done guys. So the next thing is we're actually moving on to putting the suspension hangers, the shock towers and the leaf spring hangers on the frame. So that's what we'll get on with next. So that's sort of the length of the truck. It's always a bit fiddly this because there's so many components gotta go in. So these are just screwed into these little, I'll call them a bush. Try and get one started. that's what I'm done, guys. That's the front section done there. I've just got to do the other leg, so I'll get you back on when that's done. Okay guys, that's the both rails with the suspension on, or front suspension anyway. So that covers section 3. Now we're moving on to section 4, which is the cross members, to get them in, get them made up. Some brackets to be made up. Okay guys, start getting these cross member pieces sorted out. Snip them up. Okay, that's the rear suspension cross member. Now we have to make up these little little brackets. So the easiest way to do these and make sure you're getting them level is to do them on a flat surface, guys, when you're tightening them up. Just like that, guys. Just make sure that they're as straight as possible. I'll get the rest done and get you back on. Okay guys, I've got all them made up, got all the cross members together, so we can now start fitting them to the actual chassis rail. This is the shift servo. And just a note guys, so when you get to this section here, all these screws have been MA12, but on these two here, the rear axle hanger, they are MA11. They're slightly longer, so just bear in mind that you've got the longer screws guys. As I say, you can always check on the manual itself with the images of the screws. Just put on top of it and then you'll know, because they're only ever so much longer. Just don't tighten out until you've got all your screws in, so you've got a bit of movement if they're not lining up. And this one here is back to MA12, so the shorter one goes in there. That's what we're looking like so far guys anyway. So we've got these brackets to go on in the sloping holes here, and this is threaded, so you have to put Loctite on them. So we'll get on with that. Not the one I wanted. Okay guys, that's that side with all them on, so we'll do the other side and I'll get you back on. Where we're up to at the moment, we've got the shift servo in, got all the suspension hangers on and the shock absorbers. Cross members are in there, and then we've got the rear suspension cross member fitted, so that's all on. Now unfortunately I can't go any further in this video because these parts here, they're all go onto the back of the truck, the rear of the chassis. They have to be painted, so that takes a little bit longer, so I'm not able to get it into this video. So okay guys, once again thanks for watching, supporting the channel, and there we have stage one of the Volvo timber truck, so coming together quite quickly actually. So anyway, that's it for now, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.